I started this project a while back, and I don't know if I didn't film the first part of this build or just lost the footage, but as you can see here, this wall is built out of one solid piece of pink foam. On the front side, I cut a small ledge where I added a row of blocks for the crenellation, and on the inside, I added these supporting beams. With a ballpoint pen, I drew out the brick pattern on the inside and the outside of the wall, and then went in with an X-Acto knife to just carve them out, make them a little bit more defined. After that, I rolled a ball of aluminum foil across the whole thing to give it a nice texture. Once I was done with that, I started adding the infrastructure for a walking path that I wanted to line the inside of the wall. So I started with some balsa wood beams that I added in horizontally, and then on top of that, some stir sticks as the planks for the walkway. You can see in the back there, I started on a second wall so that while the other one was drying, I can work on something else at the same time. I thought that having two walls would be more useful, plus I was having fun making this, so why not make more? I wanted the walking path to be wide enough so that a mini could stand on it, but not too wide that the whole thing would topple over. I also wanted to make it a little bit more dynamic where not too much can happen on top of there. If two minis meet on top of the wall, then you're going to have to fight it out. Once the glue is set, it's time to trim down the stragglers. For some reason, I decided not to add these reinforcement beams. Not sure why, because I think they would have looked cool if I had done it, but it is what it is. For the second wall, I decided to take a different approach on building the walkway. Instead of gluing it all onto the walkway, I decided to lay it all out and set it up on my tabletop. I don't think this one was any easier than the other way of doing it. I think both of them had their own challenges, and they were pretty easy to manage either way. So it was just a nice way to experiment and see, since I had two walls, try out two different methods. Since I'm only using a few reinforcement beams, it's kind of important to have these stir sticks be solidly glued to them, since they're only attaching to two of them at a time. I carved holes into the pink foam so that the reinforcement beams could just slot right in, and then I just used regular glue to anchor them and make sure that they didn't fall out. I lined it up so that the pillars would hold up the first line of stir sticks, as well as give more anchor to the beams. After that dried, it was time to trim. Last one, I promise. And the basic build is complete. Now it's time to paint. As always, I start with a mix of black paint and Mod Podge to give it some structure and just to start it off with a nice solid undercoat. Right now I'm only concerned with getting all of the foam covered over, because I plan on taking it outside and spraying the rest down. It doesn't need to look pretty, but it just needs to protect it from the aerosol. Now we take it outside. Next, I gave the whole thing a layer of gray paint. Once that was dry, it was time to add the turquoise and maroon splotches to give it some diversity. I've talked about it before in my other videos, but I think this gives it a little interest in the coloring once I start adding layers of wash and airbrush highlights. This kind of like blends into the background and makes it so that it's not just one big block of gray. I took this terracotta colored paint and dry brushed the whole thing. It's the same color I used to paint over the walkway as well, and I think it really gave it some more realism to it. Some of my other stonework, I didn't add a brown into it, and kind of just turns into like this really barren gray and black and white, and it's fine, but I'm really digging what this looks like in the end, so I'm gonna have to keep doing this from now on. Once I'm done dry brushing, it's time to add a wash. And so this wash I've been using for a while. It's a mix of a lot of different paints, some Army Painter black primer, a little bit of white gesso, and then some green and browns in there, as well as a little dollop of dish detergent. And it's been working well, though it is starting to smell, so it might be time to make a new batch. I try to get all the cracks and crevices, then use a paper towel to soak up all of the excess, especially in the areas where I want the highlights to show.
So I think these things came out really good. I'm really enjoying how versatile these walls are, and just like so useful. I used them a couple times in a couple different D&D sessions, both as exterior walls and interior walls, which has been really nice. Just be able to block out a map with them, really wonderful. These platforms definitely give a lot of the combat more dynamics. Can put bad guys up there. I've also used it as a bridge multiple times, actually. My party ended up tearing down the bridge, and so that was a lot of fun. I really want to make more of these. These are very simple and just really useful. Thanks for watching all the way through, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.